Well, it turns out that I'm tethered to what I think people think of me. Like, I'm heavily concerned of what my life looks like to other people. I keep looking at other people's path and saying, oh, if I make this decision, that's how I'm going to turn out. And I think that's why I live my life so cautiously and fearfully. I just, I'm so scared of the end result, and I forget to live in the now. And every day I have to ground myself. Every day I have to remember, here is happening now. It's happening is about what I feel now, and I think also because of that, I don't think of the future either. I feel like I don't think of what the consequences of my actions now, but I also have to take in acknowledgement the feelings that I have now. But actually, this solidifies that feelings are temporary. It's just that if you were testing warm temperatures and cold temperatures, you feel the extreme heat one minute to the next, and I feel like that's my life. It's a constant extreme. One minute I'm good, one minute I'm not. I feel bad for not socializing yet want people to invite me out. I get invited out and I do not want to go anymore. I don't want to be outside anymore. When I'm inside, I feel like I'm missing something and I want to go outside. When I go outside, I'm realizing I'm not missing anything. And the only part I really enjoy about being outside is sitting under a tree and watching the clouds pass by. And it's too unsafe for me to do it in my own community, so I leave where I am and travel a great distance. I kid you not. I travel great distances just to get to my school campus, just to sit under a tree and stare. It's money I never had and do not have, and I'm tired. I feel like I'm constantly chasing money. I watched a show yesterday, and this little girl was like running down money that was flying in the wind. She was desperate for money, and I was like, just leave it. The the joke was that there was no wind, so if you're seeing your money fly without even a gust of wind pushing it, why would you run after it? So it was highly suspicious. But in this situation that I'm in now, I mean, I still show discernment. I do show discernment, and I just maybe I just judge situations too. I think it through too much. That's what I was thinking too, and that's why I realized I don't care what other people think. When I'm dating somebody, I ask somebody else for validation. What do you think of him? But not really either, because when I actually did decide to go after the guy that somebody else didn't like or wasn't good for me, I shared the opinion. It turns out they didn't like me, so I spent the whole time going all around that when I could have just asked, "Hey, do you like me?" But sometimes people need time to warm up to you, and sometimes they don't. They don't warm up to you. And that's just the realization I had to go through. I don't want to seek other people's validation for my peace of mind. I want to just approve of myself, think about myself, laugh with myself. And that's what I've been doing. So when I asked other people out, and I found people to actually go out and who wanted me out and invited me out, and I didn't have to pay for anything, I didn't have to figure out how to go. I kind of want to hold on to those people. It was the first time I was invited out. Somebody wanted me there, and they liked my company, and I liked their company. I just really liked that. And my major concern was if I like him or not, because I didn't intentionally like set out to like him. I just liked his vibe, and then he said he was interested, and I was like, all right, let's get to know each other. But like, he's just so intent on me, like, but he's still patient, and I love that combination. That's my weakest. That's my weakness. When they're patient and they're like, you do this, you do you, and when you're ready, you can come to me. I really love that, and it's working. Or is it me being used to my environment where I grew up, where I usually did my own thing until I needed an adult, right? I don't know. And that's where I think too much, and that's why I'm trying to relax. Well, no, that night it was the party was too much for me though. I kind of just wanted to stay and come if you got tired. I don't know if I self sabotage, but I kind of was on a roll with exercising. I didn't want to stop exercising, and I didn't want my sister to start exercising too. So to start that trend of walking, I just continued, and I was doing good for myself. I was exercising again, so like I feel like I'm on track with the things I want to do. The fact that I actually try to do them, it takes months, but I actually still end up doing them over some time, and I usually get there. So, like I said, I've been actively practicing not to worry about the future. I just want to think or be in the present with my actions and just continue living my life like that. That's all. That's all. I want to just continue looking at the sky. And if I work in an office, I can't look at the sky, and that gets me depressed. I was working from home and I was getting money, but I was at home and the job required me to talk, and I hated talking. And I had to click. Every day I heard clicking, and I had to look at the screen, so I couldn't even divert my attention. And I needed silence, and there was construction next door. And instead of me changing my environment, I just stopped. And I took a me day. But no, expenses are catching up on me and it's freaking me out. And I have to get the ball rolling again. And it's like I don't want a boyfriend right now, but I do. I do want that comfort. But then he's not what I expected. But in theory, he's what I want. There's a lot going on. And um, if being adult means expenses, because by right, children could work if they just remove the child protection labor laws. Children can work and they have adult problems, and it will just be problems and not adult problems. So maybe that's another stress factor for this generation, because children weren't exempt from working, but then you realize that it takes a toll on them because they're babies, they're young, they haven't fully developed. And you're like, what do you do with these people that can't work? Then I put them in schools, and that's a transition period that we went through, and I feel like we're just in another phase of transition and change. And I think that's what we learned in school too. I did learn change management. I went to university, so when I learned that in school, it made me understand that, okay, this is the science behind it. This is how this works, and this is how this progresses. So that's just that. And living it's so different, because you're going through the things that people observed over time and was wrote in a book, and you're able to read it and I understand that, and you're actually going through it. It's different because it's like you don't acknowledge when you're exhausted. You don't realize that you're excited or you're angry, you're frustrated, or you're second guessing yourself, and then you come to acceptance. And that's all the steps in change, the process of change, right? And some people regress, right? It's just, to me, life is just like a constant zigzag, and you don't know when the next zig is gonna be zagging. Put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, you just don't know. And that's just it. That's life. And this is me living, and this is me calming down and settling down and just accepting, if there is a future, there will be one, and I lived it. And even if there is no future, I lived a life, and that's mine. That's mine. I can't believe I spent all my life just to take my own advice. They do say, there's a study that said people who talk to themselves only trust themselves with information. Maybe that's why, and that's why I'm trying to exert the information to the world, to the void. Even though I'm still just considering my opinion and then uploading it, it's like, uh, I beg to differ. This is me, and you guys can play with the rest. But I'm word to the wise. I'm the word, and you are now become wiser. Oh God. I don't know what the future holds, but goddamn, um, yeah, it could be sad or good. I just don't know, and I can't say I'll be ready for it because I'm just trying to enjoy that I have health, and they say that's wealth, so I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well, if that's well.